Oh shit, it's not working. I don't know why it's not switching. Oh, there it is. Welcome to the beer. Oh, I'm not in the thing. I just realized.
Dude,
I didn't move back. There you go. Oh, we're blocking the alien. But welcome to the Beer Budz After Dark, where we investigate Roswell incident, right?
Yeah, we're doing Roswell incident today. So I'm your host, Jeff Herrera.
Yeah.
And joined with me is my special guest, Carlito.
Yeah, I forgot. I came up with my name, I think. I don't remember what I came up. No, I just said Carlos, didn't I? Let me fix the camera because it's like too low now.
All right, go ahead. Fix it up.
There you go. That should be good.
All right,
Why is my head cut off?
All right, so we're here in the alien autopsy room. We're going to do our little PowerPoint presentation. Also, behind me is our is the surgeon tech. Hold on. Special guest Carlos is blocking her. So joined with us is our surgeon tech looking over the alien body.
Oh, I thought we weren't gonna show her.
Oh no, I'm gonna show her. All right. So
wait, we are blocking the alien, or are we? Am I right now? Now we are, right? Or somehow?
I think people could see the alien.
Oh, okay, perfect. Yeah. All right.
So today on the Beer Budz After Dark, the Beer Budz investigate the Roswell incident. So, what do you know about the Roswell incident, Carlos?
I actually don't know anything at all about it.
Really? I mean, you heard of it at least, though.
No.
Wait, are you for real?
Yeah. All I know is like you guys were talking about.
So you never heard of it?
Aliens and stuff.
Not once. Not people talk about it's a conspiracy, man.
No, never.
All right. So, I'm going to educate you today. But before we begin this education, I'm going to let you know. I'm going to let our viewers know we're pretty stupid. So if you're using this platform as a way to educate yourselves.
There you go.
Yeah, don't fully trust our
You know what it is?
research. We're pretty dumb guys. Oh yeah, how do you go to the next slide? This thing.
Oh, you're good.
Yeah, just go to the next one. Just so we don't get copy struck.
I don't know how it goes to the next one. I don't know how to use PowerPoint.
Oh, just click on number 2.
It'll be normal usually. Actually, I don't know. Like, is there a way to? Oh, I turned it off. Is there a way to?
Yeah, just click number 2.
Okay, so that's usually the best way. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So yeah, like I said, we're pretty stupid. So everything we're doing, we're just going off of our own criticism, or we're just just a parody podcast. I would say. I don't know. So, what's wrong?
It's because I like my head's getting cut off and it's just freaking me out, dude.
What the hell?
There, so I just took off my shoes.
All right. So let's just acknowledge our resources real quick before we dive into this. While Beer Budz Carlos fixes his camera. So I'm gonna give a shout out to my Wikipedia. That's the best source. I don't care what schools say. Wikipedia is probably the best resource. We also got history.com, so you know this is real. Know, with history.com, you know that this is gonna be very factual. And we also got wired.com. I don't know if that's as reputable as Wikipedia, you know.
Oh, sorry.
Oh shit! My bad. Yeah, go for it.
My bad. It was working earlier, and then all of a sudden we're cut off. So that's why I'm like so fucking antsy about it. Cause it wasn't this bad before. Like I don't get why all of a sudden my head's cut off. Sorry about this. All right. No, now you're so loud.
What? It's fine. Whatever. It's okay. Don't even.
There you go.
Now they can't see the alien. All right. So, all right, Carlos. Since you have no idea what the hell the Roswell incident is, I'll give you a quick rundown. The Roswell incident is the 1947 crash of a United States Army Air Force's quote unquote supposed weather balloon.
We did it
at a ranch near Roswell, New Mexico. It also includes the subsequent conspiracy theories claiming that the crash involved a flying saucer and that the truth had been covered up by the United States government.
Okay.
So yeah, that's why everyone's always equating it to like aliens because it's a cover up for a UFO.
So it was a crash that happened in New Mexico.
Yeah.
Wait, so how are people? I'm assuming you're gonna get into it later on.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it was like a rancher. Yeah, we'll get into it, but someone reported it to the police, which then reported to the military. So during the incident, military personnel described the object as a flying saucer, but then they retracted their statement after media outlets began to, I guess, spreading the news across the nation.
Yeah.
So they had to like, oh shit, no, sorry, it's not a UFO. It was a weather balloon. We misspoke. We didn't mean to say UFO. So this PowerPoint will describe and discuss the timeline of the incident and multiple theories and story accounts to what may have transpired of the Roswell incident from 1947 to its present day and its impact on the culture of society. So yeah, this is 1947. This was I'd say a while back. 1947 is not too recent, right?
No, it's not. It's not. I guess in the history of humanity, it's pretty recent.
I'll say this though: 1947. During this time, there was like a hype. Like everyone was hyped on flying saucers, and so that kind of plays into the whole incident.
When did 1984 happen, or the War of the Worlds? When was that? Wasn't there also like that radio? When was that thing?
I thought that was the 60s.
That was the 60s, right?
Yeah,
it wasn't okay because there was that one War of the Worlds radio show thing that came out.
I remember people really got scared over that.
Yeah, they thought it was real. That's actually that would be scary because all you had was radio back then, right? Wait, that couldn't have been the 60s because I feel like
I don't remember. It was just old time. What is it? Do you know?
I'm searching it right now to see when it actually came out. Because I feel like 1938.
Oh shit! Yeah, so there was like a hype for sure around that time.
Yeah. Because when you think about it, I guess, yeah, you had the World War, so people probably were also afraid that maybe it was just the bombing of the Nazis or something. Like bombing us or something, right? Because like, oh my God, the fire, the death. I just remember the radio thing. I heard like little snippets about it, but yeah.
All right, so check out this weather balloon. So this is what the military personnel were saying. Oh, you didn't see a saucer. This was the weather balloon. Yeah, it doesn't even look like a UFO. Not even close, right?
No, that shit doesn't. That shit even light up? I don't even know that shit got lights in it.
So, all right. So we'll talk about the discovery right now. It happened around mid-June and early July 1947. There was a rancher, W.W. Mac Brazel. We'll just be calling him Brazel for now. He found a wreckage what looked like a shiny crashed flying disc. And this was on his property in Lincoln County, New Mexico. So his ranch is roughly 75 miles from the of Roswell and the military base. Mm-hmm. So, you know, it's pretty close. The reason is because I guess he might have seen like military equipment that he confused as a flying disc. Mm-hmm. But for now, it looks like a flying disc. Multiple rumors from national media outlets had stated that flying discs and saucers had appeared that summer, and that led Brazel to believe the wreckage he found might be related. Yeah, so like I was saying, during 1947, this whole time period, like the whole nation was like fascinated with flying saucers, aliens, and all that. So what he saw, he just kind of jumped to a conclusion, like that was his flying saucer. Like I got to go check it out.
Okay,
like this is an alien.
75 miles is pretty close where something could land, though, for sure.
Yeah, let me go to the next one. So, the wreckage debris. When he found it, what it comprised of the wreckage was rubber strips, tinfoil, and thick paper. So, check out the picture. There's like, I don't know. It's like nothing.
Yeah, that just looks like a kite, bro.
Yeah, so he ended up bringing some of this material to Sheriff George Wilcox of Roswell. Afterwards, Wilcox then contacted Roswell Army Airfield intelligence officer named Major Jesse Marshall. So he's going to come up later, Jesse Marshall. But anyway, Jesse from the Army Airfield then assembled a team to visit the Foster Ranch where the debris was being held.
Okay. And that wreckage, so that's what he found? Was the tinfoil?
Yeah, okay. Supposedly found.
Okay.
Well, we'll get to it, but I'll explain the photos, why they're kind of like sus.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and if you guys don't know that noise right now is because someone just followed. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Janelle, is it? I don't know what it says, but I can't read it from here. It's too far for me.
Oh no, that's John. That's my coworker.
Oh, okay, John.
Nice.
How's it going, John?
All right, so let's look into when that Army airfield went into the investigation. So they went over to the ranch, and so the research investigation team arrived around that afternoon, and they had taken the disc, the quote-unquote disc-like object from the rancher's home and inspected it at the Roswell Army airfield. At the time of recovery and investigation, military believed it to be possibly connected to the Soviets or Nazis.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, they didn't even think of it as an alien ship. They're just like, oh, shit, we're, like, being invaded possibly? Or is this, like, our enemy? Like, Soviets or...
Yeah, to me, it would sound more like it's recon.
Yeah.
Kind of
That's
shit.
what the military was thinking. They didn't even jump to aliens. Researcher Kendrick Fraser from the investigation team noted, and he says, the idea of alien spacecraft hadn't gained hold yet. At best, the concern was that if they were a physical craft at all, they might be Soviet or even a Nazi aircraft. So, yeah, like I said, that's their first impression.
Yeah, that sounds like the most... I don't, because the debris is weird. Like the debris you showed us right before earlier was just like the tin foil.
We'll get into it.
And paper went up. But if it was that, I wouldn't even necessarily say that. It could have just been some fucking conspiracy dude who threw up some shit. I don't know, but
I don't know. I feel like people back then were very more gullible to things. Because like, you know, that Mothman, when we did Mothman, you saw that picture, the first picture of Mothman that they drew. Remember, it was just a freaking blob-looking thing with just dots, and then people were terrified of that image.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that image. It was so bad.
That was 1967, so 1947, people probably were more gullible towards these things. Maybe. I don't know. I wasn't born at that time. So anyway, the airfield, they released a statement. Next day after investigation, Roswell Air Force Airfield released, I'm going to just call it RAF for now. RAF released a statement saying... Silence this phone.
I got you. RAF releases a statement. Just kidding.
I mean, you could go. You
want no.
Oh, okay. Saying, so they released a statement saying the many rumors regarding the flying disc became a reality yesterday when the intelligence office of the 509th Bomb Group of the 8th Air Force Roswell Army Airfield. I'm just quoting the newspaper article. So was fortunate enough to gain possession of a disc through the cooperation of one of the local ranchers and the sheriff's office of Chavez County. Or Chavez? I guess it's Chavez. There's no Z.
Yeah.
I mean, but it's New Mexico. It could be Chavez. I don't know.
It still is Chavez.
So, yeah, this is just the news article, you know, of it just catching wind that day. Or not day, probably that was the next day.
Catches flying saucer on ranch in Roswell region. I like the newspapers from back then. Well, I guess our newspapers are like that now, too, right? With those headlines. This craze continues and shit.
I don't even see newspapers anymore.
Yeah. Well, yeah, they're pretty not. Yeah, usually don't come by them anymore.
I just get the one that's on my front garage and I just throw that away immediately. I don't even look at it. I don't even open it. I'm like,
you should make sure they don't charge you for that somehow.
I'm not getting charged by anything.
Okay.
No, they look like they're ad newspapers, you know, for like Superior. I'm like, God damn, I don't want this. Why do they call me?
I know, it's a waste of paper. It really is.
All right. Oh, shoot. Hold on. Let me open the comment section. I didn't realize that So, U.S. Army Air Forces, you know, they claimed it was a flying saucer, and then they kind of retracted. And so next day after that statement was released about the flying saucer, the Roswell Daily Record ran a story about the crash, and it was almost immediate they ran that story. And so the airfield responded immediately by saying, well, the Army officials tried to reverse what was said on the statement regarding that quote-unquote flying saucer claim. And they were telling the newspaper, they then stated it was a weather balloon. And then they released photos of Jesse Major Marcel posing with pieces of the debris to show it was as, you know, as proof. Like, look at the photo. See, it wasn't a flying saucer. It was a weather balloon. So, but, you know, they say that after the fact, they called it flying saucer. And so you can see in the image, you know, that's the newspaper article they printed out, like the supposed quote unquote proof that it wasn't a flying saucer, that, see, it's a weather balloon because we have photos of a weather balloon.
Oh, so those photos that are taken weren't taken of the guy Marcel, right? Jesse Marcel.
No, that's Jesse Marcel. The rancher is Brazel. But
right.
see, so Marcel is the military figure. Why don't they just get one? Why don't they just have Brazel take a picture with it? Then also, they released the photos after the fact that they caught wind that the UFO there was a flying saucer. So they were trying to retract that statement because it was going wild at the time. The whole nation, they're like, what the hell? There's especially during the hype of all these flying saucer craze.
So that makes sense now. So Brazel was saying he saw a flying saucer, but there's no picture of it. But then these guys, the picture that you showed earlier was legitimately of Jesse Marcel taking the picture of that paper.
Of a weather balloon.
Yeah. Of like the tinfoil crap.
Yeah, Marcel got confused or something. Like it wasn't, he doesn't know what he's talking about.
I believe that much where they make up shit. I could believe that.
Yeah,
anytime.
I believe that too. I definitely believe they made up a story, but I don't know what they made up. I'm not saying it's aliens, but there's something. This is definitely a cover up, in my opinion.
I like how it's also the next one's just weather balloon story came bogus.
So weather balloon story was claimed bogus later on, and that was actually from the Army airfield people. So for decades, many UFO researchers were skeptical of the government's changed account. So a lot of people didn't believe the flying saucer was actually a weather balloon type of story. Like even the government claimed it, they didn't believe it. I guess to this day, a lot of people are always skeptical what the government says. Yeah,
I mean, government believes that we're not ready for the truth, and we would panic. Like you've seen those movies.
It seems like today, with the government finally acknowledging UFOs. Well, they call them UAPs now, but it seems like nobody cares.
Yeah, I don't really care.
Like even the government acknowledges, like, yeah, we don't know what the hell that is. It exists though, and no one's flipping out about it. So, and in 1994, the U.S. Air Force released a report in which they conceded that the weather balloon story, the quote-unquote weather balloon story, had been bogus.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so they claimed wreckage came from a spy device created for an until then classified project called Project Mogul. So you could see in the PowerPoint, the Project Mogul, it's just a series of balloons attached. And so Project Mogul was a connected string of high-altitude balloons equipped with microphones. It was designed to float furtively over the USSR, detecting sound waves at a stealth distance. These balloons would ostensibly monitor the Soviet government's attempts at testing their own atomic bomb. Because Project Mogul was a covert operation, the new report claimed a false explanation of the crash was necessary to prevent going away details of their spy work.
Okay.
Yeah, so like what I think it was, this whole Roswell incident was like a distraction to what military testings were going on.
Yeah. A balloon to listen to atomic bombs is kind of weird. I feel like they had something better than.
I mean, this could be fake too. I don't know.
The project would be cool too, but I'm like, it just sounds kind of stupid when I think about it. It's like a balloon with mics attached.
That was 1947. Give them a break.
Yeah, but like balloons attached with mics to it to listen to their enemies' atomic bomb explosions. I thought at first I was gonna say to listen to like people talking. I'm like, with a balloon from that far away, was our technology that advanced? I was like, what the fuck?
I think it was supposed to just sense like vibrations in there. Like, if there's an atomic blast, it'll sense like a. I don't know. I have no idea. I wasn't part of the Project Mogul. Yeah. That's just my guess.
Yeah, I read it said sound waves too, but just I feel like how did they find out that the Nazis had bombs before though? Spies, isn't that better
they
one?
probably had the theory because didn't the atomic bomb came from a Nazi anyway?
Yeah,
so they created it for the U.S. So
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like they had spies. I don't know. I think the spies usually the better version of it. That's why the balloon thing to me is weird. I don't know why they would need it, but whatever. Anyways.
Oh, it gets kind of crazier later. You'll see. So, flying saucer story as a distraction. Let's look at it like that. It's so this is from history.com. So you know that this is factual. You could trust history.com, History Channel.
They like to glorify and dramatize things, which is kind of nice.
You don't think it's all facts?
I haven't watched a single.
You don't believe the aliens created the pyramids?
Oh yeah, I remember that one. That was a long time ago when I saw that one. I'm pretty sure they like remake that one consistently, don't they?
Yeah, because I remember when we were kids, they would show like documentaries of like Nazi World War II type of stuff.
Yeah.
Now they just, I don't know what the hell they show nowadays all the time.
I don't see it. I know my dad still likes watching that shit.
All right. So this is from history.com. Donald Schmidt, a UFO researcher who has spent nearly 3 decades investigating the Roswell incident and is the co-founder of the International UFO Museum and Research Center in Roswell, says that these explanations make little sense. The quote-unquote flying saucer story, he contends, was so ostentatious that it was bound to draw attention to the area. With its sensitive military operations at the time, doing so would seem highly counter to the interests of the War Department. He says, 2 hours west of Roswell, the first atomic bomb was detonated. You had ongoing atomic research at Los Alamos. You had all this testing of captured German V-2 rockets at White Sands. And at Roswell, you had the first atomic bomb squadron headquartered. Schmidt says the thought that they would have intentionally set up any type of publicity as a distraction, if anything, they needed less attention.
Okay. No, I'm just thinking of everything. I mean, like I said, either way, the balloon thing still sounds stupid. So.
Yeah, I think Brazil found or discovered a secret military testing equipment. And I guess, to me, the army officials tried to make a distraction, like try to divert attention, because, maybe other nations probably would have saw, like, what the hell's going on? Like, they're doing testing sites here, whether there's like, oh, it's aliens, I remember, it's like some.
But this was in 1947 too, right?
Yeah.
I guess there was a lot of bomb testing going on.
Yeah, dude, like,
because of the Soviets. I mean, it's no longer, I guess, I don't think the threat of Nazi Germany was there anymore, right? Because this was afterwards and we can completely demolish Germany with like all those, I already forgot what it is. Fines?
I don't know. We're
like
we don't know history. Don't trust our history.
No, I know this shit. I know
history.
This. It was fines. We just gave them a lot of like, I don't know what the word is for though. In the treaty, like they had to pay off a lot of shit, and then the U.S. actually ended up helping them out and paying with some of it, because they're like, if we don't, the Germans are gonna be even more angry. I think it might not be charged. There you go. But yeah, so they legit, they got me angry for sure.
So this Roswell incident, Carlos, people just kind of forgot about it after a little bit. So after the newspaper release of the Roswell incident in 1947, the one where it was making headlines everywhere, the Roswell incident began to fade from the eyes of the public for more than 30 years. Interest didn't reemerge until 1970s when it was featured in films, TV shows, books, and all the type of Roswell incident came about hoaxes and legends of alien bodies being involved in the whole situation.
That shit came out of nowhere.
Yeah, so
it came out of nowhere.
It was like almost, was it like 23 years to 30 years? I guess no one really cared about the Roswell incident. Or, I don't know. It wasn't being discussed. And all of a sudden, there was this big explosion of
interest.
Yeah, interest again. But this time, it included aliens. Like, aliens were involved with the interest.
And I'm assuming you're going to get into why that is. Because that comes out of fucking left field, dude. I don't know what the fuck. They're talking. It was just a flying saucer.
Like, what are some popular alien movies that came in the 1970s? I don't remember.
I don't know of any that came in the 1970s, actually.
KK and I watched this movie called Invaders of the Body Snatchers or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
But we watched the new one in
it.
the 90s. I guess there was an older one.
Oh, yeah. I never seen it, but I know of the movie.
It's pretty trippy. But that's another time though. So
he's still alive, the guy?
Yeah. Well, this picture's like 1978, so he's still alive. Dude, what the heck, Carlos?
Turn it off just to make sure it doesn't turn
okay.
battery, and then turn it back on, kind of thing.
All right. So this is Jesse Marcel. So he's still there. He got kind of fat, but I don't know if he's alive though.
1978 is what KK says, not the 80s, guys. So it is 1978, the movie that you guys watched. So was it pretty early on, the Body Snatchers?
All right. Okay. Yeah. So in February 1978, UFO researcher Stan Friedman had interviewed Jesse Marcel. The next year, November 1979, Friedman, the interviewer, he co-written a documentary titled "UFOs Are Real," featuring Jesse Marcel. So this film had a limited release for syndicated broadcasting. February 28, 1980. a tabloid known as National Enquirer brought attention to Marcel's story from that documentary. Media attention starts to pick up on Jesse Marcel and his accounts on the Roswell incident. So, yeah, just because of, I guess, this freaking documentary, what was his name? Stanton Friedman. This thing starts like snowballing hard. Like the whole interest on Roswell incident starts snowballing hard. And so everyone's trying to get on Jesse Marcel right now, trying to get like the story, the scoop.
Okay. Even now to this day?
Even like 30, maybe. I don't know. I don't know if he's even alive right now.
Oh, okay. So that photo is from the 80s then.
Yeah. Or I think it was 1978.
Okay. Yeah, I was just wondering about that. Okay.
So let's look into the interviews. On September 20, 1980, the TV series titled In Search Of aired an interview where Marcel describes himself participating in the 1947 press conference of the Roswell incident. And he says during the conference, "They wanted some comments from me, but I wasn't at liberty to do that. So all I could do is keep my mouth shut. And General Ramey is the one who told the newspapers, I mean the newsman, what it was, and to forget about it. It is nothing more than a weather observation balloon. Of course, we both knew differently." So Marcel had another interview, the final interview with HBO's America Undercover in August 1985, and denied that there were alien bodies. So this person, he's there, and now he's denying it. So do you think that's pretty credible? Maybe, I don't know. He probably didn't. He might not have even seen the bodies.
Yeah.
But he was there, though. He was involved in the Roswell incident.
Yeah. And at that point in time, I think, if you probably ask him now, he probably would be at liberty to, I don't know if he's still alive, though. I still don't think it's alien bodies, though. I'm still currently in the feel that it has to do with some kind of military research or some shit.
Yeah. Too bad Daniel wasn't here. Daniel would think it's alien bodies.
Like flying saucers sounds right because like it could be drones.
That's true.
That they could have been doing, right? Because we have drones now, technology now. So especially because when the guy said it first, what's his name again? The Gradswell?
Bob Lazar?
Grazel, the farmer.
Grazel, the rancher. Yeah.
When he said it was a flying saucer, that sounds to me like it could be a drone.
Yeah, just seeing a flying object would probably trip people out in 1947. Because I was just thinking right now, like, once if you saw like an indigenous tribe just saw a drone, like no contact with society, they'll be like, "What the fuck is that?" Like,
so if you guys don't know this, there is tribes like that. There's certain places in our planet that still haven't been. Like you can't have contact with these peoples because of that reason, because they don't have no technology.
They would die from surprise.
I don't know. I just remember looking at it, and there's actually, you can look at a video where there's this drone flying above it, and they're recording them, and they actually spot it, and the indigenous people just start try and throw spears at it.
That's their first reaction is to kill it.
Yeah,
kill whatever.
Yeah, because they were like afraid. They were staring, and they started try and throw spears at it to shoot it down. But yeah, you're not supposed to have interactions with them. Some are aggressive, some are not, but they're still like, they're like in islands. A lot of these, or like deep areas in the Amazon forest or something like that. I don't remember. Shit like that.
I imagine the islands too, because I remember watching a video of Mr. Beast. And he bought an island, and it's like probably half the size of a football field. And for some reason, it was like a remote island, and for some reason, there were like pigs on it. And I was like, what the fuck?
Was there really a pig there?
Yeah, there's
no
like
fucking way.
Like just groups of pigs there just thriving on the island. You just think like it's a remote island, super tiny, but there's like things there.
That's actually crazy that there's a pig. That's actually really crazy. Side note, I do believe in aliens though, so don't get
me too.
Don't get that shit twisted.
I believe in aliens.
I'm talking about this so far at the moment.
Yeah. So continuing on, between 1978 and the early 1990s, UFO researchers such as Stanton Friedman, William Moore, and Carl T. Flock had the team of Kevin D. Randall and Donald R. Schmidt, Jesus, a lot of names, interviewed several hundred people who claimed to have had a connection with the events at Roswell in 1947. So all these people, their conclusions were that at least one alien spacecraft crashed near Roswell and a government cover-up of the incident had taken place. So whether it's true or not, these are just a group of quote-unquote researchers that got together and just said, yeah, no, something happened. We're gonna find out. And so the thing is, like, Well, we're gonna continue on, but they start writing all these books, and it starts like swaying the public's eye towards the incident. Like, yeah, there's definitely a cover up.
So here's my question between these supposed researchers of UF, of Stanton Friedman, William Moore, Carl Flock, and Kevin D. Randall. And damn, oh my God, there's a lot of names. You're right.
Don't badmouth these people, man. They got connections. I'm scared.
I thought I was done with the name with the Kevin D. Randall. And there was another one.
So funny.
And Daniel R. Schmidt. Like the problem with these people sometimes, like they want money, right? Because it is all about like the views game. Back then, I guess it was documentary. Oh my God, documentary.
Sorry, I used to say. How do you say it?
The other way,
documentaries. No,
documentary. That's how I used to. That's how I usually say it. But it's supposed to be documentary. But yeah, no. These people is they keep this stuff alive sometimes because I feel like it's a way they make money. Yeah, you know, for sure.
They don't want this hype to die.
Yeah, and then I'm curious, how does a person get the name or the title UFO researcher?
Right. So I think those are self-proclaimed names.
Okay, because I'm very curious about that.
Yeah, so the main point of this though is these group of researchers interviewed like hundreds of people, and the thing is, some of these people weren't even there, so we're just getting quote unquote witness accounts of these people, and so we don't even know if they're true or not.
No, I mean, you're right. We got a comment from some, I guess, one of Japoipo's coworkers here, Budz Jeff. What up, Jeff? We need something at work.
Yeah, I'm on the weekend, baby.
I think they meant to say we need you at work. Jeff took the day off because, you know, he's a very busy man. You don't need me.
I believe in you guys.
Yeah, man. He needs rest, guys. You guys gotta learn to do stuff yourselves, man. You know, he needs rest. Just fucking guys.
All right. So, from these researchers, the alien bodies rumors begin to grow. The Roswell incident, This is a 1980 book, which introduced the controversial secondhand stories of civil engineer Grady Barney Barnett and a group of archaeology students from an unidentified university encountering wreckage and alien bodies while on the plains of San Agustin before being escorted away by the army. So, the people they interview, we don't even know if they're telling the truth. They're just trying to get like a quote unquote credible person, like a civil engineer, I guess. That's the title of this guy. And they're just like, oh yeah, there were alien bodies there.
So, civil engineer, a group of archaeology students
from an unidentified university.
That's just weird. Yeah.
Because that university could have been like DeVry Tech or something.
So they made a book out of it.
Yeah, and it's it's the accounts of these people. And then
but how would they? So they went to the site or what?
No, they went to San Agustin. But yeah, I don't know. It's just this is kind of like picking up hype on the alien of Roswell incident.
Okay, yeah, because that's
like you said earlier. These people are trying to make money, so they're just riding the hype. Ufologists describe one aspect of the account that seemed to conflict with the basic story about the retrieval of highly unusual debris. So, I guess ufologists, if you want to believe they're a credible, I mean, some of them are credible. You know, they look into
what the fuck is a ufologist?
They study UFOs.
I kind of knew that, but I just wanted to make sure because I never fucking heard of a ufologist. All right,
I'm gonna compare ufologists. So, I saw this one ufologist on YouTube. He was like, oh yeah, the reason why this alien spacecraft could just jump around is because the vibes, man. Like the aliens come for love and they emit love energy. That's why spacecrafts move so fast, because love energy is so strong. But then you got ufologists who are like, oh yeah, you look at the intrinsic properties of the metal, you know, the density, the atomic energy leading to, you know, some scientific things. And he's like, oh, look at the calculation of, you know, so there's like two different ufologists. So some of them are pretty good. Some of them are just like, what the fuck are they talking about?
Okay. I could understand that now.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure they got ufologists in the military military bases actually looking at like these unidentified objects, and they're like, military personnel are asking the ufologists like, what the hell do you think this is? Like, it's like, oh, the way it moves, it carries like a V8 engine, but it has a G-force when it turned this way of like 9.2, something like that. Like those are those ufologists.
I get it now. Yeah, so ufologists are just essentially actual,
some of them
possibly like mathematicians or physicians, physicists that actually can do calculations, and when they see these, like, they compare the films or whatever it is to try to calculate the G-force at this point in time based on whatever.
It's like, this is not possible with the technology the Soviets have, something like that. But then, you know how we have some people who are into homeopathic like cures, but they're like, I'm a doctor, but they just Googled something, but they're like, I'm a doctor. Yeah, I know. Just rub ginger on that cut and it'll heal. We got those, that's what I'm saying. There's some ufologists who are like that.
Okay. So, all right. So if I was in Mexico,
they're like self-proclaimed,
and I've experienced ghost events, would I be a
ghost hunter?
Wait, is there not like something similar?
I don't know.
To ghostologist or... Fuck, I don't know what there is.
No, that's just a first account story. I don't.
A spiritualist. Actually, in Mexico, I'm a witch doctor, guys. I'm just letting you know.
Yeah. Don't even get started. Miguel's into witch doctors.
Yeah, dude. Just put some ginger on that bitch. The other thing I've noticed too is anytime with these alien stuff. Actually, no, not anytime. I feel like usually you would encounter someone says they were abducted, but I mean, maybe at some point we're gonna go through that, but yeah.
All right, so alien bodies, the rumors continue to grow. Yeah, so originally alien bodies were not in question, but now all of a sudden people are talking about alien bodies. The UFO crash at Roswell. This is another book published in 1991, or our birth year.
Yeah.
Added testimony from 100 new witnesses. I just gave out some private info. Christine hates that.
Why? I mean, if you guys want to know my private info,
don't give it.
I was born on April 3rd, 1991. I'm 30 years old.
Your identity is going to be
I'm old. It's okay. The government already has my identity. Donald Trump all the way. Conspiracy. I'm just kidding, guys.
I'm an Obama fanboy.
Honestly, you could like the dude. I'm not for him, but I'm not gonna like hate you just because you support Trump and his conspiracy stuff. Some people do hate on that shit. All right, we'll go back to this, but I'm just saying, some people will hate like legitimately, right? Just because you support Trump, they will hate you. Period.
True.
Yeah.
So UFO crash at Roswell, but this book, 1991, it added testimony from 100 new witnesses. So we got a whole bunch of new people coming into play on this supposed.
So this is like 10 years later almost. This is like the 30, last one.
Oh yeah,
but the 1980
but
one.
They're recounting the event at 1947 though. So this is like, what is that for? 44 years later, people are still talking. Like, they're like, oh yeah, I was there. Yeah, I saw it. So we don't know if they were really there or not. But this book is just going to be published anyway, lies or truth together. So this book included those who reported an elaborate military cordon and debris recovery operation at Foster Ranch. So some of them claimed they were part of the research team that, what's his name? That was part of, with Jesse Marcel.
Yeah, part of the actual like news reporting, right?
The investigation. No, it was more of the scientists and data researchers.
Okay.
To look at the material, like what the fuck is it? What are we looking at?
Yeah.
So in 1991, retired USAF Brigadier General Thomas Dubois, who had posed with the debris for press photographs in 1947, publicly acknowledged the weather balloon was a cover-up story, corroborating Marcel's previous admissions. So this is another claim that, yeah, Marcel is right. Like, the weather balloon was kind of like weird. It's not that was just a cover-up. This was years later. So the alien body mentioned in the 1991 book, it does not match that of the 1980s Roswell incident. The book. So we got two books with conflicting ideas, like conflicting accounts. In this news story, Brazil was described as leading the army to a second crash site on the ranch. So originally in 1947, we thought there was just one
One
crash.
crash site.
But now all of a sudden this book
There's
is
two.
saying, there's 2 crashes.
And then not just that. So they are referring. So either way, they are mentioning the one. So the 1981 that I was telling you about, that fucking civil engineer and the university students or whatever. The fuck. And then this 1991. Why is it different?
Because
they were there too.
They have they have 100 new witnesses they're interviewing. So the first book we talked about, they had 100 witnesses.
Okay.
The second book has another 100 witnesses, but these are different authors though. And so now they got like conflicting stories. So this book, in this new story of the book, Brazel was described as leading the army to a second crash, at which point the army personnel were supposedly, quote unquote, horrified to find civilians already there. Oh, including Barnett, which is the author of this book. So this story is trying to say, the author's like, I was there. You have to believe me in this book because, I was there.
Okay.
There was a second crash. You got to believe me.
You know what's funny? I'm pretty sure you can actually, if people were to actually investigate the author of the 1991 book,
Was it?
I feel like someone could be able to corroborate the story to find out if he was actually there. Who was the author of the 1991?
Published 99. Shoot,
Do we know?
Crap, did I not? It's Barnett though, so you could just Google if you want. It's called UFO Crash at Roswell.
Okay, because this is one of those ones I feel like you can actually what's it called? Figure out, you guys. You don't know. You can figure out who, if he was there, because I think you could corroborate it. Try to figure out where he actually was there during that year. And especially depending on the age of the person. I feel like if he's a youngin at that time, he's a liar. He wasn't there, The fuck are you in New Mexico for?
Yeah, no. Yeah, because he said it was civilians, like a bunch of civilians were at the second crash site. And the military were just like, what the hell? No, people are already here. So the alien body thing keeps growing. So now we got a mortician of the alien body. And so UFO Crash at Roswell, the book, was prominently featured. It prominently featured the stories of a mortician named Glenn Dennis. The mortician called in on a show named Unsolved Mysteries on September 20, 1989. Dennis claimed to have received 4 or 5 calls from Airbase with questions about body preservation and inquiries about small or hermetically sealed caskets. He further claimed that a local nurse told him she had witnessed an alien autopsy. So for 2 years, he would tell his story, but some prominent ufologists would claim him to be the least credible because he changed up the name of the nurse, and that nurse also ended up not existing, and that he waited almost 40 years to get this story out.
Yeah.
So maybe he was just making it, because you know how police officers, when they interview and they ask you the same thing over and over again, like, what time did you go? What was the name? And then they'll try to see if you'll like slip up like, wait, oh yeah, the name was actually like James. Like, why'd you change the name now? Is there a story? Like,
it's also weird to have usually when I hear stuff like this, is like, first of all, it's like, why would an airbase call a local mortician? Like, usually they would have, I would feel, especially if it's an Area 51 kind of shit, their own person already kind of experienced. They would like fly them out.
Yeah, that's true.
Right?
Yeah, that's true. They'd have to look at the body.
Yeah, because they would already have experience looking at alien bodies. Why would they ask a newbie about?
Because the alien blood could be something else. How can you? Because with us, they have to embalm us with certain formaldehyde. How do we know formaldehyde wouldn't fuck up the alien body?
Yeah, for me, at least for this is the only part, right? Actually, I mean, there's other shit, but for me, when it comes to any outside like doctor being asked to help, the only reason I could see is like maybe they're the best surgeon in the planet or something, or like that. That's the only time we're like, okay,
this guy would have been Dr. Glenn Dennis. Then.
Yeah, yeah. That's why this guy's just a mortician. When it comes to autopsy, I would expect the government to generally have someone that's already like experienced, and if that mortician is all like, you know what, I think we need someone else, then that's the only time they'll go outside. I feel like, but that's my opinion.
Yeah, so Dennis's story of Roswell alien autopsies were the first account to allege alien corpses at the Roswell Army Air Base. Ufologists observed that Dennis's story sounds like a B-grade thriller conceived by
That's fine.
by Oliver Stone.
So they just bagged on this dude.
Maybe
I wonder-
banking on him kind of
Yeah.
discredited him too. Once if he was telling the truth, I'm just like, this
Maybe
guy-
someone lied to him, and like about calling him, and then and he just got kind of fucked. So that you do wonder what is his motive at that age to fucking be like, yeah,
Oh, okay, just percent.
I did the autopsy on an alien. Wait,
So-
did he claim that? He didn't claim that.
He claimed that the nurse that he got a call from
From the nurse,
yeah,
yeah.
nurse that they're asking him a question how to preserve an alien body.
Yeah.
So it's interesting that you brought up that these people try to continue hype to make money because this guy ends up having a museum of what he supposedly encountered after. But I don't know, he wasn't there though. So, but yeah, check it out. So that's a gray alien body at Glenn Dennis's UFO museum in Roswell.
Honestly, that shit looks just like a regular human, just with a deformity, bro. No, I'm being honest. This shit looks just like a deformity.
Yeah, this is all at his museum. So now he's getting people to go there. But yeah, I'm down. I don't know. He could be telling the truth. I'm not gonna fully deny him. He probably got a call from someone, maybe.
That's what I think. Someone pranked him. That's my thing.
That's possible too, actually. So things kind of get out of hand. There's too many different stories of the Roswell incident. In 1992, Stan Friedman released a book titled. So this is one of the. What was it? Oh, those authors. Oh no, those ufologists. Sorry, those UFO researchers. He released a book titled "Crash at Corona,"
Oh shit.
co-authored with Don Berliner. The book introduced new witnesses again. There's a bunch of witnesses and added to the narrative by doubling the number of flying saucers to 2 and the number of aliens to 8. Oh, 82. Oh no, sorry.
No, to 8. Yeah, no, to
and
8.
the number of aliens to 8. 2 of those aliens were said to have survived and been taken into custody by the government. So the existence of so many different accounts led to a division among ufologists about the events at Roswell. The Roswell incident becomes cluttered with too many accounts and stories that there's no defining what is true or what actually happened.
Yeah. Because more of this shit pops up. Yeah, that makes sense. Because you're kind of just fucking up the narrative, right?
Yeah.
You really are.
In 1994, Randall and Schmidt, these are another group of researchers, authored another book, The Truth About the UFO Crash at Roswell. That's the title. So that included a claim that alien bodies were taken by cargo plane to be viewed by Dwight D. Eisenhower. That's a far claim. I don't know where they get their sources from that. Yeah, it's like something they just made up. Like, who did they hear that from?
Wasn't Dwight D. Eisenhower
I don't know, dude.
1930s?
like a president or something.
Yeah, he was a president. It was during World War II he was a president, actually. So, what? That's so weird. Okay.
Yeah, my history's bad. You're asking the wrong guy.
No, I'm pretty sure he was World War II. Don't remember exactly, but I know he was a president in World War II.
So this organization called the Center for UFO Studies and the Mutual UFO Network called MUFON. I don't know if you heard of MUFON. I know Daniel has. Daniel would have reacted to that because we listened to last podcast on the left, and MUFON is like always brought up. But anyway, these two leading UFO societies disagreed in their views of various scenarios presented by the authors of UFO Crash at Roswell, the book, and authors of the Crash at Corona. So these two books are being analyzed now by these two organizations.
Okay.
And now all these people in these organizations are like fighting within each other, within their society. These two books are tearing apart the societies because these UFO societies, because no one knows what to agree on what the hell happened. So several conferences were held to try to resolve the differences. From my understanding, they never were able to fully resolve who was telling an accurate and truthful story between the two books. Ufologists begin to worry about how the truth may get muddled, especially how the media keeps publishing varying stories of events that may have transpired.
So I looked up Dwight D. Eisenhower. That's why I was on my phone. He was the president actually from 1953, 1961. So it was actually after World War II. I thought for some reason he was during World War II. I don't know why. He was a Texan, though. Good to know.
That's your future home. So there was supposedly alien autopsy footage in 1995. A film have you ever seen like that weird, creepy film footage of the autopsy taking place. It was so spooky at the time. We were kids, but
For 1995, no, I never seen it. I've seen a lot of alien movies from the 90s and even 80s, but
I'm not gonna pull up the video. But if you guys are interested in looking at the video, it's just called Alien Autopsy, and just put 1995.
we could pull it up if we want to show them.
yeah,
and
all right.
here. Okay.
Let me just finish this up, because I remember seeing this when we were younger, like in high school, grade school. I was freaked out, dude, because I kept thinking this is real, like this is hidden footage. But
I'm actually very curious to see this.
yeah,
shit
we were ignorant though. Well, I was ignorant. So in 1995, a film footage showing. Actually, should we just show it first before I guess the
No. I think it's better, and then we'll show it. After.
Yeah. So in 1995, a film footage showing an alien autopsy was claimed to have been taken by U.S. military officials shortly after the Roswell incident was released by a man named Ray Santilli. So, yeah, that was the background of the video, that someone was actually just recording the whole time of the autopsy. This footage caused an international sensation when it aired on television networks around the world. Santilli later admitted in 2006 that the film was mostly a reconstruction, but continued to claim it was based on genuine footage now lost.
Do we know what year the alien autopsy footage you're
1995.
talking about? 1985 one?
Yeah.
Is it like this, like black and white
Yeah.
one? Okay.
Yeah, because now that we know it's fake, so he made it all black and white to make it seem like, it was the actual footage from 1947. But the thing is, he's claiming, though, even though it's a fake video, he's claiming that it was based on real footage that I guess he saw, but it's a lost video now. All right, so Carlos is going to pull it up. If you guys are watching the stream. Oh, the whole thing might be a documentary. I think it might be towards the end.
Okay, so the actual thing is actually towards the end. So we'll put it up right now. I don't think this is copyrightable. Actually, we'll just mute it so those watching the live podcast.
Hey, let me check it out. I'll look for the stream.
And then we'll.
Oh, there it is.
Okay, we'll put it up.
Oh, it's
right
just
here.
clips. Hold on.
Oh, it is just clips. The actual whole thing.
Oh, well, there it is. That's about it.
So it's like cutting someone open.
Yeah.
That is. Dude, that's actually fucking gross, man.
But the thing is, yeah,
they show. So it's weird to me. The alien has a femur, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's supposedly the alien was pregnant too.
That's gross. So did they just get like a mannequin? Oh yeah, I see it. It is.
But yeah, people were like freaking out when this video came out, because it was 1995. People were more gullible too. I was watching as a kid. I was freaked out because I thought it was real.
Well, yeah, I could imagine that shit looks real. It's I don't know how people make those. I mean, you see movies. It's legit makeup artists, right? And aside from makeup artists, it's the way they just do it is actually really impressive.
Did you want to pause it?
Oh no need. It's muted. There's no sound coming out, so it's good. Yeah, no, I think though I've seen those things. Like, I mean, just think about movies that when they make about aliens, right? There's a lot of this. How do I say? These people who can make this type. Yeah, this type. Yeah, that kind of shit. If you guys aren't if you're watching this podcast live, you can see it right now on YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, whatever it is. That is impressive. That is an impressive. Oh, dude, that is disgusting, though. Oh, this looks gross.
I got spooked when I was a kid when I saw this. That was real. So yeah, these are just image stills from the autopsy video. If you guys are watching the stream, it's basic. If you're not watching the stream, you're just listening. It's this. I guess think of it like a bald,
completely
child-looking body, but with like it looks old. It's like an old man.
No genitals.
It's like a bald old man, but he's like a dwarf, I guess. But it's actually a female, and like its leg is all burnt and gashed up because it was it was in the crash, the Roswell incident crash. But yeah, if you're interested on what it looks, Google alien autopsy 1995.
They have to have genitals too. If we go with science, most of these kind of they made them have no genitals unless they blurred it out.
Well, yeah, I don't know if you saw in the video you put it up on YouTube when they were doing it on TV. They actually blurred out the crotch area. Because it was a pregnant female alien.
Okay.
And so the alien autopsy video shows them like opening up like the guts, I guess.
That's gross.
All right, so we got some theories on what was the whole Roswell incident, like what was it covering up. And so one researcher going by the American journalist Annie Jacobson, she had a Stalin-Mengele conspiracy theory. So in 2011, American journalist Annie Jacobson, a veteran national security journalist and Pulitzer Prize nominee, released a title named Area 51, an uncensored history of America's top secret military base. This featured a claim that Joseph Mengele, and German SS officer, he's a German SS officer and a doctor in Auschwitz. Have you ever heard of him?
Mm-mm.
Dude, this guy, they called him the Angel of Death, and it's a bad thing. It's very scary. Like he thought of himself as a doctor.
I've heard of the name Mengele. Actually, I take it back, but
yeah, he called himself a doctor, but he wasn't. He would do like these weird experiments. Like he'll get these twins, like Jewish twins, and he'll put one in like hot water, like scalding boiling water, and
Jesus Christ,
he'll put one in like freezing water, and then he'll try to see.
It's fucking gross.
He'll do his quote unquote like note taking, like, oh, do they feel like, does the temperature even out? Like, do they just feel normal? Because he thought like one twin feels the other thing, or he'll just do stupid stuff like that, and he'll be like, it's an experiment. I'm a doctor. And then at the time too, he was just trying to impress Hitler, but like Hitler was just so strung up on meth. Like he was just like, okay, whatever, just do whatever. And he's like, oh yes, I do it.
Not just that, actually, if you don't know, there's a lot of shit that happened, even with medical doctors, like in the 40s, 30s, 20s. Yeah, the way they went with experimentation.
That's true too.
Especially with psychological patients. Oh my God. Dude.
Yeah, this guy was horrible. Fucked up. Yeah, he'll just do these weird experiments, like cut off limbs and reattach it to something else, or put a dog leg on you and see if the dog leg works.
So like the centipede kind of crap.
Yeah, like. Yeah. But anyway,
that shit fucking freaks me out.
The theory is that Joseph Mengele was recruited by Soviet leader Joseph Stalin to produce a grotesque child-sized aviators to be remotely piloted and land in America in order to cause hysteria, similar to Orson Welles' The War of the Worlds. Kind of sounds far-fetched, right?
Not really, actually.
No,
it is far-fetched, but it sounds
you think
more
it's plausible? You think they're gonna wait? Okay,
I think it sounds more believable than like the engineer, not the engineer guy, the civil engineer guy, and what's the other dude for the autopsy motherfucker, the mortician. This sounds more plausible because I could believe people are fucking like not insane, what's the word, depraved enough to do this kind of shit.
Okay, yeah, he was
definitely. Yeah, the depravity of human beings is actually high, and I could believe that kind of crap.
All right, so I was putting in my notes a questionable theory, but you think it's a plausible theory for some reason, so I'll replace it. So this plausible theory, advanced by the book, states that the crashed flying vehicles was neither extraterrestrial nor the work of U.S. spies. Rather, it was an unconventional plan to induce widespread American panic implemented by Soviet strongman Joseph Stalin. So that's what this theory of the Roswell incident is. It was Joseph Stalin's plan to cause hysteria.
And you don't believe it?
No. I don't.
Do you believe that one more over the mortician or less so?
Well, that one was just a witness account. This is a theory of what the Roswell incident is. I guess those ones were just claimed. But either way, I don't fully believe the mortician. I believe he got a call, maybe.
Okay.
But,
all right.
So Annie Jacobson, that author or the creator of this conspiracy theory, was later criticized by ufologists that she is just gullible because most of her quote unquote findings of this claim were gathered from non-reputable sources. One of those unnamed sources, who worked as an engineer at Area 51 for the defense contractor EG&G, told Annie Jacobson that the program had been designed by Nazi concentration camp doctor Joseph Mengele. According to the source, adolescent children were deformed by the Soviets to resemble aliens and then deployed in an aircraft to fly over New Mexico. According to this book, Stalin's plan was for children to climb out and be mistaken for visitors from Mars. Panic would ensue, and America's early warning radar system would be overwhelmed with sightings of other US UFOs.
I still like the Stalin one more.
So you think this is all planned by Justice Stalin to overload the U.S.'s resources and detecting aliens, and then it like distracts people from like actual planes sneaking into the U.S.?
Okay, look, I believe in the depravity of us as human beings. There's some fucking crazy shit we've done in our life, and I think it is more plausible that. Okay, one.
I think it's plausible, but I think I don't think it like very low chance of it being like true, like 1.5%.
Yeah.
1%.
Second thing is though, first of all, I think those bodies are fakes that we saw. If you guys didn't see them, the bodies that they show about the autopsy,
those are fake.
Yeah, they're fake.
They were found out to be fake.
But let's say there was ones that they found. I think it is very plausible that it's like the twins, or it's just like some fucking weird ass human that just has been worked on by these like doctors and shit to just make it look fucked up. Cause dude, believe it or not, man, humans do some fucked up shit. We're probably the worst things in the fucking planet.
Justin Mengele is the worst. Like if you read his stuff, his experiments were just like painful for like no reason. Like he thought he was like doing an actual experiment.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Like I wouldn't fuck with it, you guys. I'm telling you. I don't know. I still think aliens exist. There's no denying. I think most people. That's not a conspiracy in and of itself.
They do exist.
Most people believe nowadays that aliens exist. Do they exist currently in our galaxy? Meaning, our galaxy would just be like Earth to Pluto, right, or whatever.
No, it's the Milky Way.
Up to the Milky Way. Okay. And in terms of planets, that is the only planets we know of.
So scientists have looked at our galaxy and they don't see any other planet that may possibly be in here, but they see like other planets maybe from Andromeda galaxy that probably can inhabit life form. They say can inhabit life form. Oh no, sorry, advanced life form.
Okay.
Because the life exists in other planets.
It has to, right?
Yeah, it's just not advanced life. Like, you know, you've heard how bacteria are just like a meteor will crash onto the Earth.
Yeah, it has bacteria.
And it has bacteria. So that's already crazy to believe.
Yeah.
So you know that came from somewhere. Like some alien touched the rock and started growing bacteria. Because you know how we touch something and you have it in like a petri dish, you know, that bacteria just freaking grows all over. Mm-hmm. So you know some life form touched some part of that freaking rock floating in space and like it started.
And let's say... And here's the real kicker.
Petri dish.
Here's the real kicker. If aliens don't actually exist, then I believe in God, brother. Because, like, if aliens don't exist and we're the only fucking, like, living or advanced intelligent being in the fucking universe, then at that point, but like, all right, you know what? I was wrong, guys. I'm sorry I ever made fun of any type of religion. You know, God exists.
What? There was like a calculation on the chances of like Earth being one of a kind. It's like one in like, I'm going to quote this wrong. It's like 1 in like quadrillion chance. Something like that. Like, so, I don't know.
Yeah.
Take that as
someone in our comments said bacteria is life, though. That is true. Bacteria is life, but we mean like advanced life, intelligent
life.
And by intelligent, we mean at least somewhat comparable to
us.
Yeah. Even like primate us or some shit.
Yeah, at least something with bipedal movement or some movement.
Yeah.
I would say amoebas don't count. Like,
or something at least with intelligence more than a monkey, something that can talk.
I think something that's self-aware at least. Oh, so you mean like a dog? Mm-hmm. Like, let's say a planet is just filled with like some weird dog-like creatures,
but it can talk, but has their own language.
Oh, it has to talk. No, I just mean like something that's like somewhat self-aware. That's what I think is some type of intelligent life form
that is able to critically think. Fuck, this is hard. Wait, because dogs can kind of critically think.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I think. Like, that has to exist somewhere out in the universe, I believe.
So they're saying like the movie Prometheus. Yeah, but Prometheus movie, those motherfuckers were way smarter than us. So I don't want that shit. They were going to kill us in the movie Prometheus.
Thing is, too, what trips me out is there's some planets, you know, that just progress faster in time, right?
Yeah.
So there's some civilizations that probably, you know, Earth is what, 7 billion years old?
I don't know.
Well, it's like around 7 billion years old.
Okay.
But our gravity around us allowed it to be 7 billion years old. There's, remember like what's that movie where Interstellar, like that other planet, like time 7 seconds, like 1 hour is like 7 years, right?
Okay.
So
yeah,
let's say a civilization lives on like a planet with a oh no, so it'd be slower. So lighter planets have. Oh shoot! You want to charge this?
Yeah, no, I could bring it. Oh no, yeah, 60 minutes. Oh no,
Okay.
we're still good.
So like a lighter planet, like us, like 7 years. That planet, that big ass planet, 1 hour, right? 1 hour to our 7 years. So that's why we could probably be super advanced compared to whatever's living on that planet because time was slower. But also, I'm getting off tangent, but Bob Lazar, he's a guy who worked on this facility near Area 51. He was saying how the spacecrafts he was working on near Area 51 contained metal from planets that weren't even discovered here on Earth yet. So, other advanced civilizations probably have more abundant resources of advanced metals that we don't. But he made an example that aliens probably could be impressed with what we have. They're like, wow, humans did this with what they have? Like, they made this out of wood? No way. Like, we had to use, like, freaking super fancy metals to make this. But humans are doing it, too, with just wood.
Yeah, so that makes 100% sense.
So they're impressed with our ingenuity.
Yeah.
Just ingenuity and advancements are, like, different.
Yeah. That I agree upon because in any other planet, they'll probably have different materials, period, right? Secondly, even think about it cooking. I don't know if you guys know about Dragon Ball Super.
Oh,
but there's like gods and shit in there and angels, but they come to Earth and they taste the food and like it's like the food in Earth is like the best they've had from any planet they visited. And they visited so many fucking planets. And essentially, like, the god doesn't destroy Earth because of that.
Food.
Yeah, because the food's so fucking good. He's like, sushi, what the fuck is this? Because, like, that fish only grows there and they're eating it. And then, or like takoyaki or shit like that. Whatever. Because it's Dragon Ball Super, so that's what they're showing. Pudding, for example. So things like that.
So they don't have any food at their own place? What the fuck?
Well, not shit like that. So, like, they do, but to them, that has been, like, the most tasteful thing. So it makes sense.
I can see that. It's like how when you go to Europe, you're like, this beer is so good.
Yeah.
This beer is so much better.
Yeah. Someone said time is relative. It's just also. But yeah, no. I mean, either way, my point of being, dude, if there is no other actual intelligent life, like super intelligent life, hopefully not more intelligent than us, because that sucks. Because then we're like the stupid ones. And then there's that theory where like alien life hasn't contacted us because we're too stupid and too like digress, and we like we war a lot. We don't actually like care for each other. You know what I mean? We're not evolved enough yet.
Yeah, we can't. How can we bring like peace and society to other alien nations if we can't even come together in our own nation?
Yeah,
yet? It's
like that.
Like how can you take care of someone else when you can't even take care of yourself? Type of thing.
And they're like currently monitoring us until we like reach some point where we're able to actually come into contact.
Oh yeah, that's for another.
That's another theory.
Let's go back to this. So there's these things called the Kodachrome slides, and these are the slides that claim to show a dead space alien. This first was presented at a Bee Witness event in Mexico, organized by Jamie Mawson, and that attended by almost 7,000 people. Days afterwards, it was revealed that the slides were in fact a mummified Native American child discovered in 1896, and which had been displayed on the Chapin Mesa Archaeological Museum in Mesa Verde, Colorado, for many decades. But the whole thing is, though, the main point of this thing is that for some reason, a lot of people coming at the time, they believed it was an alien. So it just furthered the fact that, I guess, because these were the slides for the Roswell incident, and so people actually thought it was an actual body. Like, I don't know if it's just gullibility or I don't know. It's just too much claims that they're alien bodies. And so later on in this PowerPoint, I was just thinking like maybe the government's just embracing it. Like there was like some hidden testing done at the site, and they're just like, fuck it, it's aliens. Everyone just believe it was aliens. or something. Like, I don't know. But then they say, no, it's fake though too. Don't. So it's just to confuse people.
You know what's something people don't realize either right now, actually? When you show that, you didn't show the image of the, oh no, yeah, you're showing it now. We have the benefit nowadays of reverse Google image search, right? Mm-hmm. So you like can Google image search whatever someone posts. So now it's possible to find, oh yeah, this is just the mummy from the fucking museum, you know?
Yeah.
Where back then it probably was a lot harder to like verify.
True. Yeah. Okay, yeah.
So that's what I'm getting at. Like,
yeah, maybe they're not gullible. They just didn't have the resources to verify the claims.
Because I don't know, like that'd be pretty hard. You would have to go through. Yeah, you would have to spend a lot more time for sure doing research compared to nowadays.
Mm-hmm. So another claim, the Roswell incident, what could have it been with the alien bodies or claim of aliens, was that in February 2020, an Air Force historian revealed a recently declassified report of a 1951 incident in which 2 Roswell personnel donned poorly fitting radioactive suits, complete with oxygen masks. They went out to retrieve the weather balloon after an atomic test, and on one occasion, they encountered a lone woman in the desert who fainted when she saw them. The personnel could have appeared to someone unaccustomed to the gear to be an alien. And so that's why you get some of these witness accounts when they see, I guess, these suits just walking around the desert. Yeah. They're like, oh, it's an alien, you know? That's why, I don't know. Because you got a bunch of people going to Roswell just to find a quote-unquote alien or some type of sighting. And they might just see some normal shit, like it's a drone, right?
Yeah.
But they might think that was an alien.
Yeah. Actually, too, questioning that is... Wait, go back to the, at least for us. Yeah, go back to the other side because there's something. That one. Yeah, that one. When you were talking about how this was declassified, has the Roswell incident been declassified?
I don't think so, not yet. But mainly because actually no, I don't think so.
So okay, that brings on curiosity. Why declassify something from 1951 but not something from 1947? So that is a little bit interesting. So there's a possibility it does have to be.
I think right now the government's trying to just dilute this whole Roswell thing because it's like everyone's focused on Roswell, right? So it's like shit. We can't stop people from thinking of Roswell because we have shit there. Let's just distract it. So we want them to focus on quote unquote aliens, but let's not show them the V2 rockets. Let's not show them the surveillance equipment we're testing here. Just talk about aliens all the time, but don't let them think it's true either. Like something like that. So they're always wondering about aliens instead of thinking about, wait, why is the government doing V2 rockets over there?
Okay.
Something like that. That's what I'm thinking. That's my theory. Oh yeah.
I mean, no. I think your theory is right. Yeah. Cause I still think it's where you did classify something in 1951, but not from 1947. Yeah, that means true. It's still relevant to current times. Meaning it's still something that can't be declassified.
Let me check around.
Because they feel. It is something that would be damning, something that would be, because our government does start declassifying certain information as time progresses, where shit they couldn't declassify. One is because that technology finally is current, it's outdated, or two, they no longer feel that whatever they found at that time would be detrimental or scary to the American people, or it would cause a panic. But yeah.
It looks like it's still classified.
So that's interesting. The fact that
because I'm seeing news right now. What's today? Today's September 2nd. So this was like in July. They're talking about bringing light of the case.
Yeah.
So I'm under the assumption it's still classified. But anyway, so check out these radioactive suits from the 1940s that the military used. I don't know. They kind of just look like protective gear. It doesn't really look like an alien to me.
Yeah.
No, it could confuse people back then if they haven't seen anything like this.
Well, I mean, there's that. I just looked it up because I forgot the quote, but it's that quote where any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic.
That's
right.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's one of the quotes where, like, I mean, it happens in Thor, right? Where like we think it's magic, but it's just their technology is more advanced than ours. But yeah.
All right, bear with me. This is a long quote. So, continuing on unreliable witness accounts, too many witness accounts begin to crowd the truth of what happened. Though hundreds of people were interviewed by various researchers, only a few of these people claimed to have seen debris of aliens. Most witnesses were just repeating the claims of others. So a lot of these people interviewed, they weren't even there. They're just saying, "Oh yeah, my cousin, he saw it. He was telling me that there was an alien there." Something like that, you know. 300 plus individuals reportedly interviewed for the book UFO Crash at Roswell, that 1991 book. Only 41 can be considered genuine first or second-hand witnesses, and only 23 can be reasonably thought to have seen physical evidence debris. And of these 64 people, only 7 have asserted anything suggestive of otherworldly origins for the debris. Only 4 people with supposed first-hand knowledge of alien bodies were interviewed by Roswell authors. All reports of bodies came from a minimum of 31 years after the fact. So, yeah, that's a lot of time.
Yeah.
Passed, so you can't even believe them. Like, why now though? Why bring it up now?
Yeah.
Or I don't know. Maybe no one asked them. Who knows? So, an example of an unreliable source in the Roswell incident, Jesse Marcel, the person we were talking about earlier, stated, and I quote, "Actually, this material may have looked like tinfoil and balsa wood, but the resemblance ended there." So remember that photo with that tinfoil and whatever?
Yeah.
That's what he's talking about. They took one picture of me on the floor holding up some of the less interesting metallic debris. The stuff in that one photo was pieces of the actual stuff we found. It was not a staged photo. The material Marcel positively identified as being of what he recovered is material that skeptics and UFO advocates agree in debris from a balloon device. After that fact was pointed out to him, Marcel changed his story to say that material was not what he recovered. Skeptics like Robert Todd argue that Marcel had a history of embellishment and exaggeration, such as claiming to have been a pilot and having received 5 air medals for shooting down enemy planes. Claims that were all found to be false, and skeptics feel that his evolving Roswell story was simply another instance of this tendency to fabricate. So that's what I don't get though is, yeah, he was part of the military personnel, so I guess he was lying throughout. This happened in 1947, so he was lying during the interviews during 1978.
And this is our Marcel.
Yeah.
Okay, that's weird. As a side note, someone in our comments for the Twitch live stream said, "I was once probed by an alien from the planet of Sylar."
What?
I don't know where that's at.
Where's planet Sylar? Is he still here?
No, that's what he's saying. It was probably fun.
Wait,
but
you're okay though now, right?
Yeah.
You're not hurting?
I've had did I ever? You've heard my alien quotation marks dream.
No.
He says the alien tempted me with a holy light. With a natty light.
Oh,
as the drink. That's fucking.
I wouldn't go for an natty. I don't know. I'm drinking seltzers right now.
Yeah, I'm drinking. I was drinking beer actually. I drank the Eisenhock just now, and I forgot what else I drank. Oh,
I'm up for some kettle sours maybe.
Belhaven Brewery, red Scottish ale. But actually, now that he said the pro thing, I did have a story actually, and I know we're going on this. I actually want to finish, and then I'm gonna go with my story.
Okay, let's finish this slide at least.
Yeah.
So, as for one of the accounts from those who claim to have seen aliens, critics believed problems ranging from the reliability of secondhand accounts, to credibility problems with witnesses making demonstrably false claims or multiple contradictory accounts, to dubious deathbed confessions or accounts from elderly and easily confused witnesses. So all the people they're interviewing, they're like old people that I guess some people are thinking these guys are old, like they don't know what the hell they're talking about.
Yeah.
Like their brain is rot now.
So as these people are claiming their alien stories, I have a claim too. As my friends know, I am paranoid about aliens. Like if I see an alien movie, I do get scared. Like a super creepy alien movie, like Fire in the Sky. If you haven't seen that, go watch that. It's actually probably the one that really got me.
What,
afraid?
Contact?
Yeah.
No, not Contact. What's the one with Mel Gibson's movie? No, M. Night Shyamalan.
Oh, Signs.
Signs.
That was not as bad, but that was pretty. Yeah, that one's good though.
For
it was
some
good.
reason, when they had that party in Mexico, you know, all the kids are like, "Hi,"
Yeah.
and then the alien walks across the alleyway.
Yeah.
I was so spooked from that.
Yeah, that the little walk by. That was,
yeah, and then I remember just laying in bed. And I was always scared that the alien would like an alien
Just like
would
camouflage
peek.
too. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought an alien would peek at through my window. I'd be so scared
Yeah.
from that movie.
That scene in Signs was actually it's very iconic in my opinion. The one in Signs, that is a good way to give a scare because it's not a jump scare. Legit, it's not like screaming at you or nothing. It's just a video recording and it just walks by. So it's camouflage. There's no jump scare. There really isn't. It's just a thing walking by.
It was
and
like
it just
a
comes
human-like event, just
Yeah.
a party, a kid's party.
Yeah.
And something like.
And so to me, that scene is iconic, actually. But my story comes not even then. I was about 20. So I'm gonna reveal something super embarrassing. Okay. Actually, no. This was like this. I'm sorry. This isn't the embarrassing one. I've had the embarrassing one was I had like a sleep paralysis incident, and I was like 20 something. So that one was embarrassing because you literally can't breathe. That shit's weird. You can't breathe. You feel like something's choking you. You can't even talk. I've had a sleep paralysis incident happen. But no, so the one that happened, I didn't watch an alien movie. So usually when I watch something scary or something, I have like a little dream about it, but it doesn't like freak me out.
You were thinking
Yeah.
about it the whole time.
Yeah. But this one, I hadn't watched anything. And so one night, I'm sleeping. I'm probably at this point 23 years old, I'm thinking. Because my little brother's already born. And he's already like 6 years old, 7 years old. So he's currently 17 right now. Oh, no. So I was like 21, 22, actually. So let me clarify that. I'm 21, 22, I think. And I'm sleeping. And then in the middle of the night, I just keep hearing my little brother yelling out, help me, right? Yeah. Help me, and like yelling for like my mom, my dad, whatever. I don't know why, but I'm the one who goes out. I don't know if it's because my parents weren't there, and I'm like
outside.
Yeah, outside to the front of the house, and I don't know how my front of the house looks like, but it feels so fucking real. I'm just gonna say that front of the house, and I start yelling like Leo, like, and I still hear him like calling. He's all like, Carlos, help me, and I'm like, yeah. And I don't know why I didn't even go check my parents' room, but I just remember I go out my door, I go straight out to the hallway, I go out straight to the front, and I go looking for my little brother and I go out to the front, and I don't see anything, and I'm like, what the fuck, am I dreaming or something? And legit, I'm thinking that as I'm walking, so I'm like, all right, he's not here, because I stopped hearing after yelling, and like I see the street and everything. Tree, you see my front of my house, we have a lot of vegetation. I decided to turn around finally afterwards, like whatever, who cares? And then next thing is like I get knocked out. Like I just like my body freezes and I get knocked out. When I wake up, I see like a bright light in front of me and just noises.
Dude, you got abducted.
Figures, yeah. So I see figures, etc. and whatnot. And then I wake up in the morning. And then I'm like, what the fuck?
Were you in your bed?
Yeah, I was in my bed. And then I was like, what the fuck? This is why it's so weird to me, because I didn't, before that, I didn't watch no alien, no horror movie, nothing like that, right? So I legit got like paralyzed. I couldn't talk after I turned around. And this figure came, I forgot to put in the figure. But the point is the figure came, and next thing I know, I'm laying down and I see a bright light. I see silhouettes. I don't see what it is, and then
what'd you feel on your back, or is it like what are you laying on?
I don't remember what it feels. I just know I was flat on my back, and that was it.
It didn't feel like cold.
No,
nothing.
I can't remember that. And I'm not gonna like embellish it if I don't remember it, kind of thing.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna be like,
because that's actually one of the. Well, we'll get into it, but they call it false memory syndrome, where you have gaps in your memory.
Yeah.
And you fill it in with like fake stuff, but you keep telling yourself it, and it's like true. But
yeah. I remember specifically what I actually do, and that was the light, the silhouettes, and after the silhouettes, it legit that whole scene where I'm like flat on, obviously it was a table of some sort, and then with the lights that lasted like 4 or 5 seconds. The next thing, awake in my bed, because I see the silhouettes for a bit, my eyes go black again, and then I wake up.
Was your culo okay though?
Yeah. Yeah, my asshole was okay. I didn't feel pain or anything.
Sure, that's scary though.
I woke up the next morning and I didn't panic. I wasn't like, what the fuck? I was like, that was fucking weird.
How did you? I'm just wondering how you ended up back in your bed. Like, you don't sleepwalk, do you?
No, I don't. I never sleepwalked ever. And that was my first dream where I've ever actually like where I dreamt of. I still think it's a dream because I hope it's a dream because the way it is the first time that's ever happened. The last time where I've legit like dreamt myself walking out of a room, you know, going out to a front yard and like very vividly like imagining all that stuff happening. That was the first time and last time that's ever happened. Never again have I had a dream even similar to that. But yeah, so that was it. Just because they were claiming stories, so I was like, I'll throw my story in there.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's continue. Roswell incident as a distraction. So this is just going back to what this is why I think it's a distraction. But Roger Lanius, a historian and retired curator for the Division of Space History at the Smithsonian National Air and Space Museum, said, "This story has been resolved." Lanius says, "This has absolutely every question been answered. I can't say that, but I'm not sure there are significant holes. You do not divulge state secrets in the context of national security. My surmise is that they probably saw the initial flying saucer as a useful cover story." So this is when I first started thinking like, oh, okay, so this is why like these stories are coming up. Like maybe it's just a distraction for what the hell is actually happening. So we're going to look at another theory of how these aliens, the story of aliens kind of came about. It's called false memory syndrome and gray aliens.
Nice.
So what is a gray alien? So have you ever heard of that before, Carlos? What a gray alien is?
No.
Wait, you heard someone say, oh, it's the grays. Like there's different types of aliens.
No. Never.
So, gray alien is like a type of alien. It's gray aliens, also referred as Zeta Reticulans, Roswell Greys, or the Greys, are purported extraterrestrial beings. According to journalist C.D.B. Bryan, 73% of all reported alien encounters in the United States describe gray aliens. So do you think maybe you didn't see any gray alien, did you?
No, I just saw a silhouette. Yeah,
okay.
I'm not gonna make shit up.
So such claims vary widely, but typically grays are described as being human-like with small bodies, with smooth gray-colored skin, enlarged hairless heads, and large black eyes. Abduction claims are often described as extremely traumatic, similar to an abduction by humans or even sexual assault in the level of trauma and distress. Research has shown that the emotional impact of perceived abductions can be as great as that of combat, sexual abuse, and or other traumatic events.
I know that shit. Yeah.
So you don't have any PTSD right now, though.
No. This is where I think it's weird too. Where like I feel like the reason people also see gray aliens is because that's what they're showing movies. So I didn't see anything. I think if there really are in events in species, right? Aliens are. You would assume so because they're able to travel to our planet, correct? Why would they want you to remember how they look like? To me, that's also always been like a thing that I've thought of afterwards.
That's true, because every abduction story I hear, it's always so muddled. Like, it's all muddy, but I don't know if, like, maybe they have some sort of technology to make us just forget of whatever abduction could have occurred. But it's always, one thing is it always seems like it's traumatic, but, it always seems like it's never fully remembered by the abductee.
Yeah. I mean, at least that would be my purpose. I wouldn't want them to remember as much. So, if anything, it would be it would be muddled. Like, you wouldn't want them to remember most of it. So, they'll feel like it's a dream. They'll feel like... Because you want them, like, if you abduct them, the purpose is to abduct them so other people don't know. And you put them back to where they belong, and that's it.
Yeah. Have you ever heard of, like, something so traumatic that happens to you, your body, like, copes in a way where you just forget that it happened? I wonder if like the
on
aliens,
Reddit posts. I don't know about.
I wonder if like aliens would. I don't know, because that's why it's so traumatic. Maybe because they make it extremely traumatic that your body copes to forget.
Possibly.
I don't know. I have no idea. I don't even know if gray aliens are out there.
Yeah, we don't even know this shit.
Still, the eyes of the gray aliens are often a focus of abduction claims. So these claims often describe a gray staring into the eyes of an abductee when conducting mental procedures. This staring is claimed to induce hallucinogenic states or directly provoke different emotions. So, like what your story, you were going out because you were scared for Lionel, your brother, And then what is it? Maybe you were staring into a hallucinogenic state. You're probably in.
Yeah. That's what's very possible, right? Like I've had that happen with sleep paralysis. This one wasn't a sleep paralysis, but
what do you think of that? That's a gray alien. That's a classic gray alien.
That looks stupid. I know for a fact, at least that's not what I saw.
So a gray alien, for those who are just listening, it kind of just looks like a typical, I guess, alien. What you think it'll look like,
Yeah.
Kind of just naked, I guess.
And short, but
hairless, short, big black eyes, black eyeballs, big black eyeballs, bald dickhead.
No, it legitimately does actually.
Oh wait, what? We're continuing on that.
Actually, if you ever played that game called, I don't remember, but the one where the alien destroys shit, it kind of looks like that.
Oh,
or he destroys a bunch of crap. Yeah. Or even just the aliens from the Mars attacks. Kind of similar to that too.
I think it's just your typical whatever alien you could think of. False memory syndrome. Continuing on that, in psychology, false memory syndrome describes a condition in which a person's identity and relationships are affected by false memories. Recollections are factually incorrect, yet strongly believed. In popular lore, Greys are said to be the creatures whose flying saucer crashed near Roswell in 1947. Various claims have the Greys' bodies found among the wreckage, while others assert that some survived. However, no mention of alien bodies related to the Roswell incident occurs. So none of that occurs until 1980. So nothing was brought up about Greys until 1980. So why is it all of a sudden people are saying in 1947 Greys were involved? But they only started bringing up about Greys until 1980. So
as an actual like definition.
Yeah.
For this type of, okay.
So we never talked about no one talked about Greys back in 1947 until 1980. But in 1980, people are claiming that 1947 there were Greys involved. So, yeah, it's just a bunch of, I guess, what I'm trying to get at with this slide, though, is that there's a bunch of missing, I guess, factual stuff happening. Like, there's missing puzzle pieces. And so people are like putting the puzzle pieces. And that puzzle piece that people made up was the Greys. And so they're trying to make sense of the Roswell incident.
And it's also put in, like, not hindsight, like retro, what is it called? Retroconned? When they retcon. It's retconned.
Retcon?
Yeah, where like they changed the origin. That's like retconning the story.
Like the lore has changed.
Exactly. So they retcon gray aliens into there, which
And so that's why it always seems like, oh, Roswell, it's aliens. But it seems like there were no aliens though. So it's like, where the hell did there's aliens or so, I mean, there could be. I'm not saying there weren't aliens, but maybe the government won and they convinced us that this is all bullshit. Because the thing is, I'm not totally sure it's bullshit. I know it's a cover up for something. Yeah, that I believe on. We get on the same page. Right?
I agree on that.
Roswell incident is definitely
because it's still classified. Is it related to aliens or UFO? Possibly. We don't know. It's still classified, so it's still relevant to this day and age. So aliens is one of those things that could be still relevant. Because why would it still be classified? Government releases unclassified things once they feel like technology or whatever it is has caught up to military technology and whatnot.
Yeah. Just continuing from the false memory syndrome. In the interval years of between 1947 and 1980, the idea of gray aliens had entered the public consciousness, beginning with Betty and Barney Hill incident. Have you heard of those two? They're like they're like a mix. They're an interracial couple. So, at the time it was kind of like scandalous, I guess, or was it controversial? So when they were coming out with this story of aliens, like they didn't really believe it. It was kind of weird. It was a weird situation. So in December 1963, Betty Hill and her husband Barney sought out a psychiatrist after Betty experienced recurring nightmares. On February 22, 1964, Barney Hill went to a hypnosis session and told his psychiatrist a story about a being with wrap-around eyes. The constant exposure from the media portraying aliens led people to believe there were aliens involved in the Roswell incident. So, let me just continue why we talk about Barney Hill. So, the Roswell false memories. Oh shoot, what the heck? It's not even there. Well, anyway, going back to what you were saying, how you didn't even see an alien movie, so that's why your whatever you had was like sleep paralysis or a dream. You just saw a shadowy figure. You didn't see an alien. So that's why what this psychiatrist, the psychiatric session Barney Hill had was Barney Hill was watching a bunch of like alien movie stuff or like reading up on aliens. So that's why they think, okay, he created these false memories or whatever happened to him and his wife.
Yeah. That's what's information and the context that's missing sometimes is like the more recent you watch a movie, I think the more likely it is related to nightmares about a movie.
Yeah. And during 1947, the Roswell incident, you know, like I said before, there was like this hype of alien and flying saucers across the nation. So people wanted to believe at the time. So anyway, continuing on these false memories, we have the Roswell false memories. And so other elements of the Roswell story, namely that some eyewitnesses claimed that there were alien bodies taken from the site. This was explained possibly as fallen parachute test dummies. Because remember, the Roswell and all the area around it is just testing site for military stuff. So another false memory is witnesses confusing people wearing hazmat suits as aliens. Marcel Jr. wrote that some of the material his father brought... So this is the son of Jesse Marcel. That his father brought home from the debris was metallic, and he said, "I could see what looked like writing. At first I thought it was Egyptian hieroglyphs, but there were no animal outlines or figures. There weren't mathematical figures either. They were more like geometric symbols, squares, circles, triangles, pyramids, and the like." So at the time, Marcel Jr. was 11 years old at the time when he saw the material that Jesse Marcel brought. And so the Cold War was only just the beginning. Marcel Jr. may have been reading the Cyrillic alphabet for the first time, allowing his imagination to do the rest. So what they were thinking was Jesse Marcel brought home like this, I guess, Russian type of equipment from... Yeah. And so the thing is, his kid, looking at the equipment his dad brought, the debris, it looked foreign to him, even though it was like, was it Cyrillic's like Egyptian hieroglyphs or something like that? It's like just different characters. But he didn't think of it that way. He thought it was like alien writing. So later on, he tells people like, "Oh yeah, my dad brought home, you know, alien-like debris. It had alien writing on it," like that type of thing. But you know, that was just a false memory because he was just filling in, his head as a kid was just filling in things he didn't understand.
Yeah. And this Marcel Jr., he's not the Marcel from...
No, he's the kid. He's Marcel's kid, Jesse Marcel.
Oh, okay,
the one in the pictures.
Yeah, got it.
So, it's
no fucking way. I just saw what the next slide is, guys. And I'm like, no way. They actually had a comment on this?
Yeah, Obama and Trump had their own opinions on the Roswell incident. So I'm gonna try to do their voices. I probably can't. You could probably do a better one. But so when asked during a 2015 interview with GQ magazine about whether he had looked at the top secret classified information, President Barack Obama replied, "I got to tell you, it's a little disappointing. People always ask me about the Roswell and the alien and the UFOs, and it turns out that stuff going on that's top secret isn't nearly as exciting as you expect. In this day and age, it's not as top secret as you think." So not exciting, per Obama. But in June 2020, then President Donald Trump, when asked if he would consider releasing more information about the Roswell incident, said, "I can't even do Trump. I won't talk to you about what I know about it, but it's very interesting."
Okay, I don't trust Trump. I don't trust fucking Trump over Obama about how interesting something is.
Oh no, it turned off.
It's okay. We're almost there anyway.
So I don't know. What do you think? You don't trust Trump?
No, fuck no, because he's like, "Oh, it's huge." He goes like that.
It's very interesting.
Yeah.
That's what.
So he's like, he over dramatizes shit for sure.
Yeah, I'm probably more on Obama's side. There probably wasn't aliens, but it's definitely like secret testing. But the secret testing is probably like, I don't know. I'm gonna say it's probably like outdated surveillance stuff now. We probably have more freaking crazier stuff going on nowadays that we're not even aware of.
I'm in agreement with that because it makes sense in that regard on what it says, I guess, or on what. Yeah, because if Obama didn't think it's interesting, I feel like if he said interesting, I think he would give a dog a bone. You know what I mean? Give us a bone and say like, oh, it's interesting to say like it might be
going.
Yeah, about it's an alien or some shit. So, and Trump is one who would glorify shit and like make it more exaggerated just to like get more views. Yeah. He's like that kind of person, you know, like the Logan Paul of presidents. Yeah, he's the Jake Paul or Logan Paul of presidents or whatever the fuck. Yeah.
So this whole Roswell incident, it kind of coined a new term called the Roswellian syndrome. In this syndrome, it's a myth that's proposed to have 5 distinct stages of development. It's called the incident, debunking, submergences, mythologizing, and reemergence, and media bandwagon effect. So, the Roswell story was a prime example of how a discourse moved from the fringes to the mainstream according to the prevailing zeitgeist. So it's just the hype of the nation was like all about aliens. So public preoccupation in the 1980s with conspiracy, cover-up, and repression aligned well with the Roswell narratives as told in the sensational books which were being published. So, yeah, I don't know. It's just everything. What's an example of what's going like maybe COVID? I don't know if COVID could be compared to like the Roswell incident where it's like some people think it's a whole conspiracy. And so some people are trying to ride the wave. So it's like, oh, COVID, you know, don't get the vaccine. Buy dewormers, buy cow dewormers from this company, you know. But then, you know, they're just trying to get money for it. And so they create this whole mass hysteria type of thing. Like, don't trust the vaccine. It's bad for you. Like,
yeah.
Buy dewormers from this company. It's good for you.
Yeah, that shit's that guy recently died because of that.
Joe Rogan.
No, wait, not him. Someone died. A 30-year-old.
Is Joe Rogan taking dewormers now?
No.
So
I don't know actually.
So he just didn't get the vaccine.
I think he did.
He's not taking because he got the coronavirus.
You can still get corona with the vaccine.
Oh, yeah, okay. Right.
I actually don't know, but he might. I don't know. I'm not a Joe Rogan like fanatic, so I can't tell you if he did or didn't get the vaccine. All I know for sure is that I mean, there is actual people taking like those fucking cow dewormers and all that crazy shit. So one of them died, like one of the leaders of anti-vax or some shit like that.
Your people from Texas, they're taking it.
Yeah, a lot of people in Texas.
All right, let's finish it up. So
yeah,
these are the theories on what happened during the Roswell incident. This is just a recap of what we gone through. So there are multiple crashes. That's possibly a theory, and one of them is just a cover-up. One of them actually is real. So Roswell Army Airfield brought up the flying disc to the media, but then tried to change it into a different crashed object, which was the weather balloon. So that's one of the theories. So that, you know, there's possibly a flying saucer, but, you know, it's a weather balloon. Change story. So everything is just a smoke and mirrors to cover up any national security information leak. So possibly there was no flying saucer, but the weather balloon story was just a cover up of like whatever classified testing there is.
Yeah, that sounds very plausible.
Or it's your favorite one was the horrible Nazi Soviet experiment, where it's the deformed kids.
All I said was that was more plausible than a lot of the other ones. But now after Obama's reaction, I feel like it's not that.
Maybe Obama's a good actor and just playing it off.
I mean, imagine, dude. I'd be kind of pissed.
Another theory was the media pouring stories of aliens into popular culture, into all the pop culture things. So people ended up believing there were aliens because there was so much books, so much movies. Like, oh yeah, it happened. You know, there was the Roswell incident. There was aliens, and so people just grew up thinking, oh yeah, Roswell incident. There's aliens involved.
Is there any movie on the Roswell?
I don't think so. Okay. But I mean, just like general stuff, like, oh yeah, aliens. I don't know. It kind of just it's a conglomerate of false memories, you know, that the aliens were, because we don't know what the fuck happened at Roswell incident, or society doesn't know. So some people in society fill those memories with false memories, like the missing memories with false memories, like, oh yeah, there were aliens. That's why the government's covering up. And the next one is the next theory is supposed witnesses confuse military personnel with the hazmat suits as aliens. So that one just I don't know. Maybe people who went out looking for aliens at Roswell confused military personnel as aliens by accident. But I don't know. To me, the most plausible theory is that this whole Roswell incident thing is just a distraction of secret testing, military testing.
That is the most logical explanation, to be honest, too.
Because aliens weren't even brought up till years later.
Yeah, and the great alien shit, too, from what you said earlier. I mean, no, it's interesting either way. I mean, I don't know. I'm curious to find out. I am now curious to find out when it gets
museum in Roswell.
When it gets declassified.
Roswell trip?
Fucking New Mexico? You want to go to fucking New Mexico, Roswell? You fucking crazy,
museum.
I don't want to give that guy money. The fucking mortician, dude.
His name Glenn Dennis. All right, so that concludes Beer Buds investigate the Roswell incident.
Yeah, I like that one. That one was dope.
So now you're educated. You didn't know what the hell
No, I didn't. I didn't know anything about it, actually. I'm surprised certain people know about it.
What the heck?
I've never heard of the Roswell
incident. That was like La Llorona. I had no idea what the hell La Llorona was.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
It's like you and everybody and their mother knew about it.
Yeah, all Latinos know about La Llorona. I think Coco knew about it, too, actually. That's because she's a woman. So, like, women know about, like, scary women stories. Yeah, it's motherhood kind of shit. I guess with that being said, anything else? Like, you want to say, I guess, just a follow?
Yeah,
you
want to like and subscribe as Beer Buds. Just the Beer Buds, right?
Yeah, it's just the Beer Buds. I've been thinking like the best thing to do is make another channel for the After Dark. It doesn't make sense to having the same one, right? So I need to do that. But for right now, make sure to follow at the _beer _buds with a Z at the end for Instagram. Everything else is just regular. The Beer Buds.
What's the email account? Beer Buds.
The beerbuds at gmail.com.
Yeah, send us an email. Send suggestions. Send out what you think. The beerbuds at gmail.com.
Yeah, actually, yeah. Don't be afraid to put that. Like, subscribe, whatever it is. I don't know what the hell you're listening on.
Smash that like button. Smash that heart button.
I hate when people... No, now they say destroy that or demolish.
Destroy it. Demolish that like and subscribe button.
Oh, fuck. I just remember that shit. But I guess that's it. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, maybe... Well, next episode, maybe like a week and a half, 2 weeks, 1 week. I don't know.
I mean, yeah, I'm down for whenever. With that being said, you guys, again, this has been the Beer Buds. I hope you have a wonderful evening. We're gonna
enjoy your weekend.
Sign out.
Happy Labor Day.
Goodbye. And we'll leave you also with another nice little ghost. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye, everyone. Enjoy your weekend. Barbecue safe. Drink safe.